I've been at the Boone Creek station for 14 months now, and I can tell you that the rules make sense. Not immediately. Not the first week, when you're reading them off the laminated sheet and thinking someone's messing with the new guy. But after a while, they settle into you. They stop being rules and start being rhythm. And rhythm keeps you alive out here. And that's what Gene told me when he handed me the sheet on his last day. He'd done 9 years at Boone Creek, which is longer than anyone I've heard of lasting at a backcountry post. Most rangers rotate after 2, maybe 3 seasons. Gene looked like he could have stayed here forever. Calm, unhurried. He moved through the station like he'd grown out of the floorboards, like the walls had shaped themselves around him over the years. "You'll want to argue with some of these," he said, tapping the laminated page. "Don't." He said it in the same way you tell someone to wear a seatbelt. No drama, just fact. The station sits at the mouth of a hollow, about 16 miles from the nearest paved road. No cell service. Radio works when it wants to. The nearest town is Compton, population 400 and something, and even the people there don't come out past Mossy Ridge. The Ozarks are old mountains. I mean old in a way that goes beyond geology. The rocks out here are Ordovician, 150 million years of silence, give or take. The hollows run deep. The cave systems run deeper. And the topographic maps disagree with each other in ways that the survey office never explained. One USGS quad from 1987 shows a creek drainage running east off Pinter Ridge. The updated version from 2004 shows the same drainage running north. Nobody corrected it. Nobody filed an error report. They just printed the new map and kept moving. I should have paid more attention to that. The rules were straightforward on the surface. 22 of them, printed in plain type on a single laminated page, thumb-tacked to the wall above the radio. Most were standard protocol. Log your patrols, keep the bear canister sealed, radio in by 8 every morning and 6 every evening. Normal backcountry stuff. Then there were the others. Rule 7 said that between October and March, you don't hike into the Pinter Hollow drainage after 2 in the afternoon. If a patrol requires entry after 2, you reschedule it. No exceptions, no judgment calls. Rule 11 said that if you hear movement on the roof off the station between midnight and 4 a.m., you do not investigate. You stay in your bunk. The sound will stop on its own. Rule 13 said the cairn at the junction off the Ridge Trail and the old fire road must be maintained. If any stones have fallen, you replace them before continuing your patrol. You never remove stones from the cairn. And Rule 16, that's the one that almost sent me to the district office to request a transfer. Rule 16 said that once per week, you place 1 gallon of water at the base of the limestone shelf at the mouth of Pinter Hollow. You use the steel pail from the supply closet, no other container. You set it down, and you walk back to the station without turning around. I called Gene about it the first week. He'd left his phone number on a sticky note inside the station logbook, which I thought was a kind gesture at the time. Just a veteran looking out for the new guy. "Just do it," he said. His voice was flat, not threatening, not evasive. Flat. The way someone sounds when they're telling you to change your oil or check your tire pressure. Maintenance. It's easier when you stop asking why. I almost hung up on him. Almost called my supervisor instead. But something about the way he said it, the total absence of performance, of someone trying to sell me on a story, it made me pause. He wasn't trying to scare me. He wasn't hazing me. He sounded like a man describing gravity. So, I did it. The first few times felt absurd. I'd fill the steel bucket from the hand pump behind the station, hike the quarter mile to the limestone shelf, set the bucket at its base, and walk back. The shelf is a natural overhang where the bluff face erodes into the shallow recess. Nothing special about it, just rock and drip stains and the smell of wet earth. I felt like a kid leaving cookies out for Santa Claus. The bucket was always empty the next morning. Not tipped over, not displaced. Sitting exactly where I'd left it, bone dry inside. Like it had been sitting in the sun for a week. I told myself it was evaporation, deer, raccoons, anything with a mouth and a thirst. But animals leave tracks, and the ground around the shelf was always undisturbed. No prints, no scat, nothing. I settled into the job faster than I expected. The isolation didn't bother me. If anything, it felt like a relief. I liked the quiet. I liked the way the fog sat in the hollow each morning, like something poured and left to cool. The days had a shape. Patrols, radio checks, maintenance, logbook entries. And the shape felt solid beneath me. The first time Rule 11 activated, I'd been at Boone Creek for about 3 weeks. I woke at 1:30 to the sound of something moving across the roof. Not scurrying, the way a raccoon or a possum would. Slow and deliberate, with a weight to it that pressed the old tin panels just enough to creak. My first instinct was to grab my flashlight and check outside. Probably a branch dragging, probably nothing. But Rule 11 was pinned to the wall 6 feet from my head, and something about the quality of the sound, the patience of it, the precision, kept me flat on my back. I lie there for nearly 3 hours, tracking the movement by the creaking. It crossed the roof from north to south, then back, then paused near the center directly above my bunk. Then it stopped. I checked my watch, 4 a.m. exactly. The next morning, there was nothing on the roof. No tracks, no scratches, no branch. The tin was clean. I wrote it up in the logbook as an animal and moved on. But I didn't go outside to check at night again. Not that week. Not the week after. By month 2, I'd started maintaining the cairn as part of my Tuesday patrol route. The first few times I approached it, the stones were fine. Neat stack, thigh high, the kind of trail marker you'd see anywhere in the backcountry. Then, one morning, 2 stones from the top had shifted about a foot downhill. Not fallen, shifted, like they'd been nudged. I replaced them, tampered the stack, and kept walking. The next week, 3 were displaced, and 4. The cairn kept needing correction, and I kept correcting it. And at some point, I stopped logging it as unusual and started logging it as maintenance. By month 3, the rules weren't something I consulted. They were something I did. I maintained the cairn without reading Rule 13 first. I avoided Pinter Hollow after 2 without checking the clock. I carried the water on Tuesdays without marking it on the calendar. My body had absorbed the schedule the way your lungs absorb air. Automatic. Thoughtless. That's when I started noticing the changes. Not in the forest. In me. It was subtle at first. A heightened awareness of things that I shouldn't have been able to sense. The sound of water moving through limestone far beneath the trail. A shift in air pressure that told me something had changed in the hollow before I could even see or hear what it was. Month 5 is when it stopped being subtle. I was running my Thursday patrol on the Upper Ridge Trail, about 4 miles from the station, when I stepped off the path and started walking downhill. No reason, no thought. I just turned into the tree line and started descending into a drainage I'd never entered before. The slope was steep, choked with dreadfall and old-growth cedar. I didn't have a reason to be there. My legs did. 12 minutes later, I found him. A day hiker, maybe 60, sitting against a rock with his left ankle bent wrong. He'd been there since morning. No whistle, no signal mirror, no phone. He was about 2 hours from a very bad night alone in the hollow. I splintered his ankle, radioed for extraction, and guided the search and rescue team to our exact coordinates when they arrived. Everyone told me it was good instincts, veteran ranger stuff. I smiled and accepted the compliment. But I hadn't heard him, hadn't seen any sign of him. I'd been walking a familiar trail and my body had simply turned and walked directly to a man I had no way of knowing was there. I wrote it up in the logbook as a routine rescue. I didn't mention the part where I'd found him by feel, the way you find a light switch in a dark room that you've lived in for years. The night on the roof, the sound was different, lighter, almost gentle, like something tapping its approval. I started waking at night without the sound prompting me. I'd open my eyes at 1:17 a.m. and know, with perfect certainty, that something was on the roof. I could feel its weight, not heavy, deliberate. It moved in slow, careful patterns, like something pacing out a measurement. By month 6, I could tell where on the roof it was without listening. The northwest corner, the center, the edge above the door. I'd track it in my mind the way you'd track a familiar song. I'd lie in my bunk, breathing slow, eyes on the ceiling, and wait. It always stopped at 4, not around 4, at 4. The clock on the shelf would tick over, and the sound would just end, like someone pressing stop on a recording. I followed Rule 11 every time. I never looked. The cairn started needing me more often. Stones would shift overnight, sometimes 2 or 3 at a place by morning. I'd replace them before I'd consciously registered they'd moved. My hands would reach for the right stone, fit it into the right gap, and I'd be walking again before the thought caught up to the action. Muscle memory, I told myself. Pattern recognition. You do something enough times, your body automates it. But that's not what was happening. I wasn't learning the rules. The rules were learning me. Finding out what I tolerate, testing how far routine could carry me before I pushed back. I never pushed back. Month 8 is when the new instructions started. I don't mean someone handed me an updated rule sheet. I mean, I woke up on Tuesday morning, and I knew, the same way I knew about the deadfall, the same way I knew about the roof, that I needed to walk the perimeter of the hollow at dusk. Not every night, just when it felt necessary. I couldn't define what necessary meant. I just knew when it was and when it wasn't. I'd finish my evening radio check, pull on my boots, and walk. Always counterclockwise, always the same pace, steady and unhurried, matching a cadence I hadn't chosen. I never decided the direction. My feet decided, and it was always counterclockwise. The walks took about 40 minutes. The perimeter of Pinter Hollow is maybe 2 miles along the old timber boundary ridgeline, but those 40 minutes felt different from any other time I spent in the forest. The air was thicker, not humid, present, like the space between the trees was watching me with something more attentive than eyes. The light would fade and the hollow would deepen beneath me, and I'd keep walking at the same steady pace without reaching for my headlamp. I didn't need it. I knew where every root was, every stone. The information was just there, delivered without request. Some nights I'd hear sounds from the hollow below, not animal sounds, not wind, something lower, a hum that lived beneath hearing, more pressure than noise. I'd feel it in my sternum, steady and patient, and my breathing would slow to match it without my permission. I never broke stride. I never looked down into the hollow. I just walked until the circuit was complete, and then I went back to the station and slept better than I had any right to. I mentioned the walks to Jean during one of our phone calls. He becomes something between a mentor and a confession booth by then. The silence on his end lasted long enough that I heard his kitchen clock ticking. "Yeah," he said finally. "That starts around month 8. I asked him what it meant. "It means you're doing fine. I should have pushed harder. I should have demanded an explanation. But that's the thing about the rules. About all of it. By the time the questions sharpen enough to matter, you've already lost the will to ask them. The routine has you. It's in your hands, your breathing, your sleep cycle. Questioning it would feel like questioning your own heartbeat. You could do it, but why would you? It's already working." Gene called me a few days later. He'd never called me before. It was always me reaching out. His voice was warm, almost fatherly. He asked how I was sleeping, asked if I was eating enough, told me the hollow can take more out of you than you realize. He said he was proud of how I'd settled in. It wasn't until months later, reading the journal, that I understood what the call was. Not a check-in, a progress report. He was listening for the signs, and whatever he heard in my voice was exactly what he needed to know. Around month 9, I started bringing things to the limestone shelf that weren't water. The first time it was a handful of gravel from the creek bed. I picked it up on the walk down without thinking, the way you'd pick up a wildflower along a trail. I set the stones next to the bucket and walked back. The next week, it was a strip of bark peeled from a red cedar. My thumb found the seam where it was already lifting from the trunk. I didn't decide to take it. My hands just knew it was ready. Then a knot of dried sweetgrass, then a piece of quartz, palm-sized, pulled from the creek bank. Each one felt specific, chosen, not by me, through me. I'd set them beside the bucket the way you'd arrange items on an altar, though I never used that word. The word I used was offerings. It surfaced one morning when I was filling the bucket, and I let it stay. It felt accurate. It felt earned. The hollow responded, not in any way I can measure or include in a report, just a shift in feeling, like the pressure behind a closed door easing, like something vast and patient settling into a more comfortable position. Month 11, the logbook. Not the station logbook, the official one that I wrote in every day. The other one. It was in a locked drawer at the bottom of the supply closet. A drawer I'd walked past 300 times without trying. But that morning, my hand went to the combination lock, and my fingers dialed the numbers without hesitation. 3737. The lock popped open like it had been waiting. Inside was a cloth-bound journal, maybe 100 pages. No title, no name on the cover. The entries spanned decades, different handwriting, different ink, different eras, but all describing the same progression. The rules, the water, the cairn, the roof, the knowing, the dusk walks. An entry from 1971, written in a tight, slanted script. It wants a keeper, not a sacrifice, not a worshiper. Just someone who tends to it the way you tend to a fire or a garden. That's all the rules are. Tending instructions. One from 1993, looping cursive, a woman's handwriting. I don't think it's evil. I don't think it's good either. It just is. Old and vast and patient. And it needs certain things done in a certain order by a certain kind of person. The rules find that person. The rules make that person. An entry from 2008, printed in block letters. 17 months. I don't dream anymore. I don't think that's a loss. I think the hollow dreams enough for both of us. There were other entries too, shorter ones. Some were just dates with no words beside them. One page near the middle had a single sentence underlined twice. The combination to the lock is never written down anywhere. You just know it when it's time. My fingers had known those numbers the way they knew the stones on the cairn, the way they knew which strip of bark to peel on the walk to the limestone shelf. The most recent entry before mine was Gene's. Neat handwriting, unhurried, just like his voice. One line, dated the day before he'd left the station. The next one's ready. I sat on the closet floor with the journal in my lap for a long time, not reading anymore, just sitting with it. The way you sit with a diagnosis you already expected. Not shocked, not afraid. Just rearranging everything you thought you understood into the shape it was always going to take. The rules hadn't been protecting me from the hollow. They'd been introducing me to it. Every stone I placed on the cairn, every gallon of water I carried down the limestone shelf, every counterclockwise lap at dusk, same pace, same breathing, same silence. I'd been learning a language I didn't have words for, performing a function I'd never been briefed on, and I'd done it so willingly, so naturally, that I'd mistaken obedience for instinct. I thought about leaving. I want you to know that. I thought about packing my ruck, hiking the 16 miles to the road, and driving until the Ozarks were a smudge in my mirror. I thought about it the way you think about holding your breath underwater. You can picture it. Your body just won't cooperate. The hollow wouldn't have stopped me. It doesn't trap people. It doesn't need to. The rules do the work gradually enough that by the time you understand what's happening, you're already the kind of person who stays. So, I stayed. I stay. I do my patrols. I maintain the cairn. I carry the water on Tuesdays and leave whatever my hands collect on the walk down. I circle the perimeter at dusk when the feeling arrives, counterclockwise, unhurried, breathing in time with something I can't name. I lie still when the weight moves across the roof at night, and I wait for 4 a.m., and I don't look up. I wrote my entry in the journal last week. One line, same as Gene's. I put it back in the drawer and spun the lock. There's a new ranger arriving on Thursday. Kid named Nolan. First backcountry assignment. Fresh out of seasonal training. The district office always sends them here first. I used to think that was a staffing coincidence, though the new hires at the remote post nobody else wants. I know better now. Boone Creek isn't where you send someone nobody wants. It's where you send someone the hollow hasn't met yet. I've been cleaning up the station, reprinted the laminated sheet, same 22 rules, same plain type. Checked the thumbtack, swept the cabin, filled the propane, left my phone number on a sticky note inside the logbook, right where Gene left his. I caught myself rehearsing, standing at the kitchen counter, mouthing the words in Gene's flat tone, practicing the cadence, making sure it was sounding natural, making sure it would sound like nothing at all. I stopped for a moment, looked at my reflection in the window. A man in a cabin at the edge of a hollow, rehearsing lines he'd been given by a man who'd been given them by someone else, going back decades, going back further than the journal, maybe further than the station itself. For about 3 seconds, I saw it clearly. What I was. What I'd become. Then, the feeling passed. My hands rinsed the coffee mug. My feet carried me to the door. The evening light was slanting through the trees, and I could feel the perimeter calling, soft and steady, the way it always does. Nolan will call me about Rule 16. They always call about Rule 16. And I'll tell him what Jean told me, in the same flat voice, with the same absence of theater. Not a warning, not a threat, just maintenance. Just do it. It's easier when you stop asking why. They'll listen. They always listen. And the rules will do the rest.